How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the two trades I took on ES today. My first trade was a small loss. Second trade was a nice big win. So we ended the day with a pretty solid win today. We'll go over how that worked out, how I kind of managed it, what didn't work on the first trade, what did work on the second. We'll just kind of overview all of that. So let's take a look. We traded ES today, so I'll give a brief little look at the other two indices that I watch, NQ and RTY. But we didn't trade those, so we won't spend much time on it. But let's start with NQ. We have NQ's looking really nice. We have our pre-market range and then our previous day range. We were within the previous day range to open. Basically, all of these are going to be in the same situation within the previous day. We have our pre-market range. The yellow levels are the pre-market range. The red and the green boxes are the previous day highs and lows, respectively. RTY, same thing, right? So let's just focus on ES since that's what I traded. And I traded ES because I had relative strength relative to the other two. It was a little stronger. Basically, what I'm looking for is some sort of break out of either range, whether that's the previous day range or the pre-market range, and I'm looking for whichever one has the most potential, right? So for example, if we broke out of, and I guess you could trade that, that's not a small move, but if we broke below the previous day range, then we know we have this pre-market low down here to watch and then kind of support down here as well. But the thing that was nice on the break higher is that we had a lot of room to run before our next resistance, essentially this little hump or previous day high. So when we broke higher on ES, we got a close above the pre-market high on the 5-minute here. And then at this point, really, I'm waiting for further confirmation, and I'm waiting to see an entry on the 2-minute. Now, the 2-minute is this bottom chart right down here, and what I'm looking for is a pullback to that EMA. I want to enter close to that EMA and then risk my stop slightly below the EMA. And that's what I did, right? We got a nice move up. We had relative strength on ES as opposed to the other two. And then we got the 15-minute close, nice bullish close, breaking and closing above this high. So everything looks solid. Then on the following candle, we start to pull back, and I set a limit order to enter right above that right above that 13 EMA, and I set my stop about 2 points below. Now I had a 2-point stop, and then I was targeting a move from like about 720. I was targeting a move up to 727, so about 7 points of reward for 2 points of risk. It's about a 3 to 1, 3.5 to 1 for being specific. 3.5 to 1 risk to reward there. We blew right through. We dropped pretty aggressively, and I was stopped out for a small loss. So you see that right here. It was about 100 and it was just under 150. I don't know why it's only showing one of the contracts, but if it was $11 per contract times 12, we have like 140 something, I think is what it was. 130 something. Anyways, small loss here. Then we wait. We had news at 10, so we kind of just wait out this volatility. We come down, we hold that 200 EMA here. We kind of bounce up, retest that pre-market high, pull back. We have a big spike on news, not a spike in volume, but the price was very volatile. We held that we held that 200 EMA again, and we failed to create a new low, and then we pushed all the way back up and closed kind of above these levels. So then I entered on this following candle. I entered a long, and I entered with half of my normal position. So I entered half. I entered 12 contracts total, so 6 per account. I'm trading 2 accounts. And then I got an entry somewhere up in here. And then when we pulled back, I think on this candle here, close to that 200, or close to that pre-market high, right? This candle right here, when we pulled back a little bit, I entered the second half of my position. So I entered another 12 contracts, or another 6 per account, which brings me to 12 total per account. I trade 24 contracts across 2 accounts, so 12 total. That's my full size. So I took half of a position here, half when we pulled back. It gave me a nice average entry just around that EMA. Put my stop below the 48 EMA, so I had a little wider stop on this second trade. I had my stop initially was about 4 points. And the reason being is I was targeting a larger move and we had a little bit more volatility. So my risk was a little wider, but my targets were a little wider as well. And you'll see how that played out. My first target was just above this 2-minute high right here on this 2-minute candle high. I took 4 contracts off there. If we zoom in, we'll be able to see that. So that first 4 contracts, it was $100 flat. Okay. Then I set another target for 6 contracts near high of day. We hit that for, it says 80, that's not right. This is right. It's 195 profit on that. Then I had 2 runners left, in which case my runner was above high a day, and my second runner was just below previous day high. And you can see that both those hit. Single contract for $61. My last runner hit for $87.50 on that. So you can see where we entered. Nice bullish break above, bullish hammer on the retest. We're long here. 15-minute looks good, right? We got that close higher. We got a pullback. We got another move higher, and then we got continuation. So really solid. It was just kind of a mix of watching all of these. My first trade didn't work out. It was the exact same idea, right? I'm watching the exact same thing. We have a relative strength. We have a bullish case in terms of 15-minute and the 5-minute. We're just waiting for a pullback to that EMA to enter and base our risk off of. Didn't work, right? But then we hold the 200 EMA and we make our way back up and we start to kind of form a little base. And what do we notice? Well, we're starting to look bullish on the 5-minute. We're starting to look bullish on the 15-minute. And so the idea is still there. I was still looking for a long, and it just happened to work. Really nice win on the second trade. Like I said, I lost like 140 on the first trade. That second trade was about $500. So overall profit is $360 after you account for my first trade being a loss. We are back up towards our account high. I think our high was just under 1,400. So our trailing drawdown is nice and healthy, and yeah, we're right back into it, and hopefully we're on a right path. I'll be here the next 2 days trading, finish out this week, hopefully nice and strong. That's all I got. Took 2 trades, basically the exact same idea on both trades, but just had to wait a few minutes, about 15-20 minutes for that second entry, and just trying to be patient, follow my system, small risk, high reward, and hopefully we win. So today was only a 50% win rate, but we made significantly more than we lost. So solid stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Peace out. Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. And yeah, enjoy.